I want to say that this is more reasonably priced, but I really cannot bring myself to it. Hi guys, my name is G.P.S. and welcome back to my channel. Today's video is a really exciting one because I finally had the chance to make an appointment and stop by my HERMES store after almost, I believe, 6 months, and was offered something very special and rare by my incredible SA. And it's a piece that I actually had my eye on since May of last year, I believe. And I even considered putting it in my 2020 wishlist video, but I really thought that I missed my chance because this product launched just as stores were closing, I believe around March. And I really thought that these would be sold to people who were around at the time, and because I couldn't make it to my home store, I really thought that I'm not going to be able to add this to my collection, or at least not from the boutique. But to my surprise, when I stopped by my store, my SA surprised me with this beautiful piece, so I'm extremely grateful that I was able to add this to my collection. And I also had a chance to look at the new Sunset CDC cuff. So if you want to see me unbox a couple of new pieces that I picked up, then please keep on watching. So both of the products are in here in this bag. And let's start with, I think, the smaller one, which is actually one that was 100% inspired by you guys in the comment section. So I'm taking no blame for this, it's all on you. So the first piece was actually, as I mentioned, inspired by you guys in the comments. I made a video on the cheapest HERMES products that I really appreciate and value in my collection. And a lot of you guys mentioned in the comment section down below that you absolutely love this piece. So many of you even reached out to me through DMs and told me that I should look into this because you absolutely love this piece. So I thought, why not pick one up and test it for myself? So let's go and open it together. And this is, by the way, the first time I'm opening this since I saw it at the store. So let's dig in. So it obviously comes in this little HERMES box. And it is quite, I would say, an affordable piece if you compare it to other HERMES items. I think it's a great entry-level price. And the piece that I picked up is the Bastia coin purse. And if you've never heard of or seen the Bastia coin purse, it's essentially this little leather pouch or little leather envelope that is made of one piece of leather that's folded around the edges. So it makes this little perfect square, I guess, pocket or pouch. And you're supposed to keep coins in here. And what's really interesting about the design is that you're supposed to put all your coins on this side and close it. And whenever you open it up, all you have to do is turn it upside down and all your coins would fall in here. And you're supposed to be able to find the right coin or the exact coins that you're looking for without having to take your coins out of this pouch, because when they fall in here, you get all this space as a little window to see what's actually in your pouch, which I think sounds like a really cool design. And I actually tried it in the store and it did work when I put a few coins in there. I don't know if it really works if you completely pack it with coins. I don't know if they would all just fall out at one point, but I guess I'll have to find out when I'm actually using it. And it's a piece that I have been aware of, obviously, for a long time. It's an iconic piece that HERMES has been making for years and years and years. And for some reason, I just never got into it. Maybe it's because I never really carried cash and coins with me. I usually just carry a credit card or a debit card. And this does not fit a real card in there. It might fit a subway card, something that's a little bit more flexible. But I try to put my driver's license and my credit cards in here, and none of them fit. So I guess I'll have to play around with this. So if you guys would want to see my review on this and showing you exactly what fits in here, then let me know in the comment section down below. But I'm really excited that I was able to add something new to my collection, and I want to thank you for that. And I picked this up in Epsom. It's available in Epsom leather and goatskin. I think those are the two main leathers that this is available in. I like goatskin, but I'm not the biggest fan, whereas Epsom is one of my favorite leathers that HERMES makes. It's a really durable and scratch-resistant leather that I think is perfect for SLGs. So I picked it up in the color gold. And I don't know how I feel about gold. It's not my favorite color, but I do like it. And what reminded me to ask for it in gold and not in black, which is usually the color I would go for, is the fact that I was also offered a bag in gold just a couple of days prior. And I'll be sure to share with you guys exactly what I was offered, because it was a stunning bag, but it wasn't as beautiful as the one that I picked up, and really the two couldn't even be compared. But I'll have to do an updated bag video. I did a video a couple of months ago on bags that I have been offered by Hermes that I decided not to take. And I want to do an updated video because I have been offered quite a few bags in the past month. I think it's mainly because the stores were closed for so long and they just started getting stock in. And I have been lucky enough to be offered quite a few beautiful bags. So if you guys would want to see that, then make sure to give this video a thumbs up and let me know in the comments, because I think it would be beneficial to do an updated video on not only bags that I pick up, but also on bags that I decided not to, and explain to you why. But anyway, back to the Bastia coin purse. I think it's going to be a nice addition to my collection. We'll have to see if I actually use it, because I'm afraid it's just going to end up in my drawer as most of my SLGs. But it's an iconic piece that I've never had given a try, so I'm excited to do that now. So let's see how I get on with this. The next piece that I was going to pick up, and I actually went into store to see, was the metal CDC cuff, which is Hermes' new take on the iconic CDC bracelet. I believe the official name is the Sunset CDC cuff bracelet. And my essay told me before I even went into the store that she doesn't think I would like it because they run really, really small. They go from T1 to T3, which is obviously the regular sizing of the CDC bracelets. But I still wanted to see it, and actually one of you guys reached out to me in my DMs telling me that you had a chance to try it on and you were not a fan and you don't think I would appreciate it as well. So I definitely feel like I had made up my mind before going into the store. And I have to tell you guys that I had a chance to try it on, and I'm not a fan. Even though I really, really liked the way it looked, I love that it's matte, I love that it's made of metal, it has a very nice and saturated color to it. The sizing is really odd, because for some reason when you try it on, I put it on in size T3, which as I mentioned is the largest size. And when it goes on really, really tight, and it's quite painful to put it on your wrist, even though I don't have the largest wrists. So I did have to squeeze it on, and it wasn't the easiest. But once it was on my wrist, it almost felt like that it could fall off any minute, even though it was really difficult to put on. I'm not sure, it was a really, really odd feeling. And I wouldn't say that it felt cheap, I wouldn't say that it felt light. I thought it was quite substantial. But just the way it felt when I put it on, it was really odd how tight it was and how hard it was to put on and actually take off. But while it was on my wrist, it literally felt like that it could fall off any second, and it just felt really not secure to have it on my wrist. And my essay suggested that I leave it on for a couple of minutes and walk around with it to see if that feeling remains or if it changes. And I have to say I had it on for about 5 to 10 minutes and it did not feel great. But I do love the look, so I didn't end up picking it up. My essay told me to sleep on it and think about it. And I do absolutely love the way it looks. Be sure to leave a picture up here so you guys can have a look at it yourself. I'm not sure if I would actually use it because of just how uncomfortable and weird it was. I'm thinking that maybe I could get used to it, but at the same time, it's a bracelet that's about $700, $750 with tax. So for that kind of money, I'd much rather just put it towards a fine jewelry piece, especially if I'm not really going to be able to take advantage of it that often, if I don't feel safe wearing it. But it's something that I'm still thinking about. I wanted to let you guys know in case you have been thinking about the bracelet as well. It looks beautiful, but the design is quite odd, and I think it definitely requires a little bit more work. But now it's time to move on the highlight of this video, which is the cutest Kelly bag that you'll ever see. I'm not sure if you guys are ready for this. This was really the most adorable Kelly bag that I have ever seen, and I'm not sure if you guys are going to like this. I have talked about this in previous videos, and I think I even mentioned that I was after this. But at the time, my store only got one in red, and it was back in March when the stores were just closing or getting ready to close. And I knew I was not going to pick it up in red, so I really thought that I missed out on the opportunity of picking this up and adding it to my collection, or at least missed out on buying it from the boutique directly, which is obviously my preferred method of shopping. And my essay just pulled this out when I arrived and surprised me with this, which I'm really, really grateful for, because she knew that I was looking for this in this exact combination, which is, I have to tell you, black with gold hardware as the majority of my collection. That's just the way I like to collect my Hermes bags. But without further ado, let's go and have a look at this. And if I show you the box, you'll be quite surprised. Don't let this fool you, this is indeed a Kelly bag, but let's go and have a look at it together. So this is the way the Kelly bag was packaged. You get this little leaflet, which we'll definitely move onto.
And
here it is. My Kelly bag is housed in this little pouch bag. Do you guys know what it is? Can you guess? So, the Kelly bag that I picked up is the so-called mini or micro Kelly Twilly bag. Isn't this the most adorable thing that you've ever seen? When I finally had a chance to look at it in person, I was absolutely shocked. It was even smaller than I expected, but it's a completely functional Kelly bag. So every single part of this Kelly bag works, even though it's tiny. You can completely open it up. It does come with the same twist closure as a regular Kelly bag would, and you can completely open it up and put things inside if you decide to do so. On the inside, it does have the Hermes logo, and it even has the blind embossing with the serial number on the inside, but on the front. And I'll definitely do a close-up of this for you guys, but as you guys can see, it's absolutely adorable. It's essentially an exact replica of a Kelly 25 or Kelly 28. It's not really made after the shape of a Kelly 20, but it is so incredibly cute. It even has the little feet. It's made of Tadelakt leather, and mine, as I mentioned, is in black with gold hardware, which is how I like to collect my Hermes bags. That's my favorite combination. And I have purchased bags in different colors in the past, but this is really what I have come to realize, that these are the bags that I mainly reach for. So I'm really, really grateful that I was able to add this to my collection, because this I know is going to go with all of my bags. And then on the top of the bag, it obviously does have the little handle, which has a Twilly attached to it. Now, something that I didn't know before I picked this up is that the Twilly is attached to the bag. Obviously, I have seen it in pictures, but I thought that the Twilly comes off. And what I realized is that it does not. It's tied on, and then there's also a couple of stitches how it's secured to the handle. So it's not something that you can take on and off, which I feel like is kind of a shame. I wish you could just take the Twilly off and take it and put it back on if you decide to, because I think it would be cuter as a tiny little bag. I'm sure you could remove the stitches and just wear it if you wanted to, but then how would you put the Twilly back on? Maybe I'll try it. I cannot promise that I'm not going to take it apart, but for now, I'm perfectly happy with this the way it is. It's really, really cute, and obviously it's intended to be worn as a little bag or as a back charm on other bags. But Hermes does warn you in this little leaflet that comes with the bag itself that if you're going to put it on a bag, be really careful and make sure that when you open the bag, you always put this onto the back of the bag and you don't let it just kind of swing around the bag with the hardware towards your bag, because it can indeed leave a mark. So it's good that they call out that. And another interesting detail about this is that it was actually inspired by the technique and the design elements that they use for their watches. And I'm not sure if this was created by actual watchmakers and watch craftsmen who work for Hermes, but obviously Hermes is really proud of their watchmaking and their watch portfolio. So I wouldn't be surprised if they had a little bit more involvement from their watch department than their actual bag department, or maybe it was a collaboration. But anyway, that was really a surprising detail to me, and it actually makes a lot of sense. But yeah, let me know in the comment section how you feel about this. I know it's quite a controversial piece, especially considering the price, because this bag retails for $2,725 plus tax. Yes, I'll let that sink in. This little back charm or keychain or whatever you want to call it is nearly $3,000, which it's completely up to you to decide whether it's worth it for you or not. For me, I felt like it was worth it because I love Hermes, I love the Kelly bag, I love their craftsmanship, and when I saw it in person, I did feel like it was kind of justified because of all the craftsmanship, the attention to details, and everything that has gone into the making of this bag. And I really feel like that it's probably just as difficult to make as an actual Kelly bag, especially I cannot imagine how they would make the stitches around the corners considering that it's such a tiny little creation. But yeah, I don't know. Let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I know a lot of people compared it to the Hermes back charm, the orange back charm, which I do own, and I was going to bring it out, but it's already packed for the move, so maybe it's a comparison that I can do later on. But the two of them really cannot be compared. This is really, really well made, whereas I felt like that the orange back charm lacked something. I felt like the quality wasn't quite there. It wasn't on par with, for example, the rodeo back charm, whereas this one is really, really well made. So you can do a lot with it, and I'm excited to see how I'm going to style it and what I'm going to do with this. Maybe I'll put it on my mini Kelly and I'll show you guys a picture here to see what it looks like. I'm sure it's going to look adorable, but I'm really, really grateful that I was able to add this to my collection, and I would love to hear from you to hear your thoughts. And one more thing, it does come in a couple of different colors. Obviously I wanted to go for black, but it also comes in blue and red, I believe. Red is the one that my store got in initially back in March, and obviously they got it in black right now. I was also interested in the one in lizard. It also comes in black lizard as well as matte black alligator. And I would have been interested in both of those, but obviously the price is going to be insane. So I'm glad that I was able to start with this piece, which is, I want to say more reasonably priced, but I just cannot bring myself to it. But compared to those, it is a little bit less expensive. So I think it was a great way to start my collection. And I'm not sure how long this collection is going to be around. They're definitely limited and very hard to come by. As far as I know, they only really got very few pieces in. So if you don't feel like that you're quite there in your Hermes journey to be able to get one of these bags, then I would definitely recommend that you look on the resale market. I think Fashion File should have a couple of pieces, and if I see any, I'll make sure to link them down below. And this is it, guys. This completes my Hermes unboxing. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and if you did, please make sure to give it a thumbs up and don't forget to subscribe. And as always, thank you so much for watching. I appreciate you being here, and I hope to see you in the next one. Bye!